What is up, everyone? What is up? How's everyone's day been going? How have y'all been doing on the Red Note app? For those of my friends that are on the TikTok side of things. Yeah, I've been playing around with that app just a little bit. It's not on my main phone. It's on my TikTok phone. I find it kind of interesting where America is trying to do the whole Cold War kind of, paranoia talk, like the Red Scare, basically. And this generation is so F the government in the mentality that, oh, you're making a big deal about the Chinese people having our data and everything with a company that is hosting their data inside the US, and you happen to question if there is Chinese ownership. Well, then we're just going to run straight to a Chinese company. Like, not as in, like, oh, they may be. No, they are. They are. Like, the app is in Mandarin. We're learning Mandarin to use a social media app. I'm watching Meta's stock drop. So, yeah, I've noticed that the stock is dropping for Meta, too. Is it in relation to all of this stuff in social media and the market psychologically responding to the fact that more people on social media would rather go into the arms of a Chinese app than they would embrace a Meta social media app? Because let's be honest, we all knew that when it came to social media, if TikTok went the way of the dodo, where was everyone saying we were probably going to end up? YouTube or Instagram. We said F that. Now, it's interesting that Google's kind of like neutral in all this. Like, nobody's hating on anybody going for Google. But everyone is absolutely judging people that are considering Meta. And the honest truth is, I've taken the hard stance myself this afternoon. I don't know if y'all saw it on my threads, Blue Sky and Mastodon post. What's up, Prisms? But I made the post. Let me see if I can pull this out for y'all. Red Note is already channeling the content to only non-mainland people. Wait, what do you mean? So they're doing the TikTok thing like they did originally? You're talking about banning Tencent now. They listed last week as Chinese military company because of all the communication stuff they own. That makes sense. Now, here's the thing. You ban Tencent. Tencent owns how many different video games out there? You really want to piss off the gaming community? Not only that, you're going to be pissing off a lot of parents that are going to have to explain to their kids that they can't play the video game and there's nothing their parents can do about it. And you want to now piss off a lot of parents because guess what they're going to say? What the hell are my kids' gaming habits really a national security concern? They're going to say, F you, turn back on Cocomelon or whatever the hell it is, and say, F you, I got my kids to take care of. Tencent owns Fortnite. Well, that's all you need to know there. That's all you need to know, folks. Tencent owns Fortnite. Tencent owns 84% of Discord. So we're officially going to shut down a chat platform that the majority of Americans I know use. Because I'm, for the most part, I talk with most of my friends on Signal. And if I don't talk to them on Signal, what app am I talking to them on? Discord. Almost all of them is on Discord, if they're not on Signal. So, yeah, this whole thing, I think government really screwed themselves. So, let me put it this way. I'm not ignorant to politics. I did study political science when I was in college, but I'm not like a big politics guy. I got so sick of this shit that I ended up burning out and saying F political activism altogether. But anyway, I came to understand that the bill that they attached the TikTok ban to was some kind of bill that the Senate had to vote on, and then they tacked it on. So the government didn't really look into what they were voting on when passing this. Yeah. We're definitely going to need wine for this episode tonight. So, speaking of Discord and gaming and all of that, don't forget, just in case TikTok does go the way of the dodo, I am on so many different platforms, and to make sure to follow me on, and all of the other creators that you know and love, start going through their profiles and following them on different platforms. I'm personally on Twitch, Discord. I have my own Discord server. We have a YouTube. We have Blue Sky, Mastodon, and also Red Note as of today. I opened that account just a few hours ago. But yeah, it blows my mind that so many of us, including myself, are now at the firm point of fuck Meta. I was honestly like very, very, very anti wanting to redo my Instagram account. I can save money now, I can eat, getting money in the daytime, even kinda when I sleep. Wake up to getting bread, bitch, I do this for the streets. ADHD. Thank you for that sub there. Was that Zilf? Thank you for that. Why did it cut off? It cut off the song. I don't know what's up with Stream Elements lately. I gotta look into that. I just haven't had time to really dig into that. Did you read the TOS? No, I didn't really for that, but it's on a whole other phone with a number I don't really care about. Best Linux-friendly printers. HP and Xerox powered ones. If it's HP printers work pretty well. They've been one of the best printers when it comes to working out of the box with Linux for many years. Because they have their own HP Linux image and print drivers and all of that. I mean, most yeah. Subnautica. What about Subnautica? Just saw a video that Elon made by TikTok. I heard that, but I've heard a lot of people dispelling that. TikTok is not going anywhere. You will still be able to download the app and installations will work. Okay, you can get the app, but what good is the infrastructure going to be when they legally can't do business with TikTok? Do you know how many companies a company has to deal with in order to have their shit hosted in the United States? Between the CDNs as well as the many different hosts, because a lot of the data that they're using is in Oracle. And I don't think they're hosting everything through Oracle. I haven't done a deep dive, but they're probably using some AWS infrastructure, maybe Microsoft infrastructure, all of that stuff. Those companies aren't allowed to deal with those, with TikTok anymore. So that infrastructure may possibly go dark, as what was even said by TikTok's own lawyers. So, okay, you can get the app, but I think people completely are ignorant of apps rely on back-end infrastructure. And how is the back-end going to keep running? How is the back-end still going to be paying the bills? How are all the creators still going to get paid at the end of the day? And if the creators can't make money, a lot of creators then don't have an incentive to be on the platform anymore. Plain and simple. That's a big sticking point for why a lot of creators don't want to be on Instagram. Instagram doesn't pay money, whereas YouTube Shorts do. Instagram will pay you through sponsorships you get indirectly of your content, but not directly through Facebook, Meta and all that stuff. Worst Linux distro. The worst Linux distro. I can't say the name properly because of TikTok, but Unalive Yourself Linux. That one. Yep. Okay, yeah, we'll go back to community and away from products. Go back to what community? I don't think you understand. TikTok infrastructure was never an open source thing. It was always a product. TikTok was always and forever has been a product. Even before it was TikTok, it was Musical.ly. It was and is a product. At the end of the day, social media platforms are products unless you can completely rebuild the entire thing. And even then, you could then say they're still a product, they're just open sourced. Mastodon is very much in its own way a product. It just happens to be that it's open source, so one could take the product and spin their own server up with it. But TikTok is very much a product. And TikTok can't be rebuilt just by the community, because the issue is TikTok relies upon the algorithm that it had this magical way of being very current and relatable that I don't think we're going to have with other with algorithms. It was a dancing vlog for kids. Yeah, back when it was Musical.ly. And a lot of the code base is still built for Musical.ly. But the reality is, at the end of the day, it was still a product. And the only reason TikTok became what it is primarily we discovered it and morphed it away from a lot of what it was doing during the pandemic, because we were all bored. We can't redo that magic. My dogs are fighting upstairs and I can hear them. They've been fighting over this one stupid bone all day long. I don't know why all of a sudden they've been fighting now over this one stupid bone, but they're fighting over it. You can't really pick it up with the microphone, but you can kind of hear them going back and forth, maybe. Or you can hear them fight too? Okay. Hey, Bourgeois, how's it going in Ireland? We just need North Korea to create a TikTok app. We're all just gonna start deploying computers with Redstar OS. We're all just gonna start living the Linux dream through the leader Kim Jong-il. That's the current one, right? Or is it Un? I guess. And what is the trend about the Chinese spy? Oh, that trend has been hilarious. How the American government's so worried about Chinese spies, and we're trying to just reconnect with our Chinese spy. It's very much an offshoot of the, Steve and Bob jokes they make all the time about my NSA agent and my FBI agent. Red Note seeing increased traffic is almost amusing. So here's the thing. Realistically, I don't see Red Note as something we stick to for long term. Okay? I think, if anything, it gives the talking point that lawmakers are seeing right now, because you're already seeing, what was it, Markey, I think is the name? Not Markey Mark. But, Markey. He is putting up a bill to delay it by 270 days. I think they're starting to realize, at first they thought TikTok was this major nuisance app. Think of it this way. It's very similar to, Facebook back in the day. Believe it or not, Facebook got the same ire that TikTok is now. All these trends are coming out of Facebook. Facebook's mining so much data. They're conducting all these experiments, and all this stuff. Facebook isn't good for your children. All these talking points you can hear people making about TikTok today are the same things I heard growing up that people made about Facebook. Except it fell on deaf ears. And politicians got upset with Facebook for many years because Facebook was also driving a lot of people together with Facebook groups and things like that to have communities and everything in a way we normally couldn't have before. We used to have IRC servers and AIM and all those, but it was a little bit more fractured, whereas it was just a matter now of you had a Facebook group, you could locate these groups and you could join them, and you didn't even now have to be geographically close to them. Yeah, Facebook. No, I think Twitter was the Arab Spring, if I'm not mistaken. But Facebook played a role in the Myanmar genocide. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Um, but politicians were getting upset with Facebook and the ability for a lot of people to have activism through Facebook for many years. The reason why they don't like TikTok is because the same activism, they can't go and talk to these Chinese leaders and form their opinions in the ways that they want, and plead with them about like how they can give them subsidies or such, so that if they just do certain policy changes, then they don't have that power. So TikTok scares the absolute bejesus out of them, and you're seeing straight up Red Note for many years. The United States government, and a lot of the propaganda that we hear from the United States government about the Chinese government and the people of China, is that we would not get along. You ever notice that America does this a lot with Americans? That they won't like Americans? Now, honestly, I've seen a lot of you Americans as tourists, especially you New Yorkers. You are embarrassing. I'm not going to deny that, okay? But neither here nor there. When it comes to the American government, likes to really paint in the light that Americans are respected, but at the same time, we're not. Almost to kind of make us fearful, if that makes sense. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is, if you look at Red Note, they were so damn welcoming. They were giving us Chinese lessons, trying to tell us how the Red Note app works and the lore and, the history of the app and how it changed into the TikTok-like format, and, how TikTok is banned and, the mainland. And it was interesting. It was really interesting. And I think one problem that the U.S. has is they have walled themselves off for so long that they honestly don't know how the other side of the world lives. To the point that I think we're very much as much of a victim of our own propaganda in the same way that North Koreans people are. You ever seen those videos with North Korean dissidents talking about how they, had their entire world rocked when they came over, and they realized just how far behind North Korea was in every way, shape, or form? I know just going into Europe recently, and I remember, I'm not a person that hasn't been to Europe before or anything like that. Stepping into Europe and seeing how they do things versus the US in terms of public transit, the fact that the Chinese EVs and the EV network and everything, they have electrified their system a lot better than we have in the US. Like, they're adopting electric cars a lot better than we are. In part that they have better electric car options. They have better car options, period. They have car options we don't have the options to have. And you realize America was sold for many years as like, we're the car society. We love our cars. I like the cars better in Europe. Don't get me wrong. I like a 67 Charger. I love a 67 Charger. I love my 60s and 70s, muscle cars and all that. Who wouldn't? But anything American past the 70s, maybe the 80s, ain't caring about it. But you go to Europe, like, there are brands out there, like, how many of you have played Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport? Okay? Opel, Peugeot, Renault, Citroën, Clio. All of these are great car companies we don't have here. We don't even have the Volkswagen pickup truck in this market. Volkswagen has an amazing pickup truck. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen the Volkswagen pickup truck? I would fuck with that truck all day. Them and the Toyota pickup truck. We have the Toyota pickup trucks, but, everybody thinks of Volkswagen as, if you think Volkswagen in the United States, what do you think? You think Volkswagen Bug. You think the Microbus. You think the Tiguan or the Touareg. You don't think this is a car company that also makes buses and, trucks and, working vehicles. Europe has amazing cars. Europe has better cars than America. America's our car market has gone to shit. I'm being completely honest with you. And if you think I'm wrong, start looking up all the car brands that are in Europe that we don't have here and compare even some of the cars that American car companies have in Europe and China to offerings we have here in the States. Oh, I hate Stellantis. I used to be a Jeep lover. I love Jeep. Do not get me wrong. I love them. But after Fiat bought them and after Stellantis basically acquired Fiat and that whole thing, or however it broke down, they went to crap. My first inclination was, I remember when I needed to go replace my other Jeep, and I was thinking about buying the Cherokee when they did the revamp after Fiat bought them. If I recall, the issue that I had when I was checking the car out was, I do this thing where after I have a Jeep for a few years, I want to put a lift on it. Once it's close to getting paid off, I want to put a lift on it. Put a better suspension in there, make it ride nicer, ride heavier, paid off, everything. Anyway, I got a good look at it, and I was talking to the dealer and everything, and I was like, I can't adjust the angle. He's like, what? And I'm like, I think it was the camber the camber angle. If I remember, on the regular Cherokee, you could not adjust the camber when they first came out. Jeep built an entire platform and completely overlooked the entire community that centers around modifying their own vehicles. Stellantis really messed up the Jeep brand. And the Jeep Wagoneers, the Grand Wagoneers, they are absolute pieces of garbage. They are. Jeep has gone up in price, but down in value. I would love to, however, get myself a 1980s Jeep Wagoneer, the one with the inline 6 engine, and I would love to have that completely rebuilt and redone. That I would love to do. Because those Jeep Wagoneers and the old 90s Cherokees, any of the ones with the inline 6 engine, absolute champs. I have literally seen... So my dad had a 95 Cherokee, I think it was, when I was growing up. That engine got flooded in an actual flood. Like, water came up over the hood, and it just flooded. Remember, he took it to the mechanic. The mechanic looked at him, and he said, just drop a new battery in it and crank it. It's like, what the hell? My dad's like, I'm an engineer. I don't believe that that's going to do anything with me. The engine's flooded and all that. The mechanic looked at him, and he said... Trust me, drop an engine in it and crank it for like 10, 15 minutes and then let it chill out. And then we're going to get all the fluids and stuff swapped out of it. Drops a battery in, cranks it. Yeah, it cranks hard for a good few minutes and everything, but it's spitting mud and gunk and everything out. After 10, 15 minutes... It's purring like a kitten. Turn it down, shut it down. The mechanic takes it completely apart. New differential oil, transfer case, engine oil. All the fluids were completely replaced. But, everything. Completely checked over. Drove that car. I think that car had another 50, 60, 70,000 miles out of it. Until it was sold to a friend and died after it hit a deer and rolled 3 times. So, I would love those old Cherokees. Yeah, the inline 6 is a freaking indestructible engine. I have seen those blocks on the inline 6 engines. I have a buddy that once told me he got the block to get to 800,000 miles and counting. Because it's a soft iron block, so it never really cracks. American car companies should just make the old cars with updated interiors. I would totally fuck with that. Like, have y'all seen this? VW's planning to do with the new microbus coming out. Have you seen the new microbus they're planning to have? So they're planning to relaunch the microbus. And I think it's actually coming out this year. It's an all-electric minibus. Totally different than the microbuses we grew up with. But this looks like a fun little car to have and drive around in. So, electric lighting, side door, and you got your little infotainment panel here. This is the Volkswagen Microbus. That'd be an interesting design to ride around in. But yeah, they have all these different trims. They are kind of expensive, though, at $60K. But you're talking about an electric car, so I guess your maintenance wouldn't need to be that good. But it's kind of interesting in how the Microbus was originally a basic kind of car, whereas these are, like, talking about Harman Kardon. Or I would probably at least want to go for the 4Motion to... Because that is a nice setup to have when you're in a Volkswagen. I've driven Volkswagens in the snow with 4Motion. Works pretty nicely. Just paint some hippie stuff on it. Yeah, everyone's gotta, get the artwork on a VW Microbus that just screams 30, 40-year-old hippie, took a bunch of acid, and then just got naked and made a beautiful piece of artwork on their van. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Grateful Dead. There we go. Will they bring back the Beetle? I don't know if they're going to bring back the Beetle. The Beetle's been around for like 60, 70 years, something like that. I think the Beetle even predates World War II, if I'm not mistaken. In the UK, we're supposedly meant to have all-electric cars by 2030. Somehow, I highly doubt you're going to have all-electric by 2030. Because that's a high goal to get all of the gas cars out in the next 5 years. And I don't really think that there's a case that everything needs to be electrified. I think it'll be nice, but I think there's going to be cases where you're going to want gas and stuff like that. Yeah. Rented a brand new one and the AC was literally broken. Steer clear. I have a 97 Jeep TJ, 259K, still runs. Yeah, those old Jeeps will keep going. I miss my Jeep. I'm curious too. I looked at Tuxedo Computers when looking at better options out there. I'm looking at Tuxedo Computers myself. I'm hoping to have a better answer in a couple months. Because I personally was looking for a laptop with, a good amount of CPU. I needed an Nvidia GPU, at least 64 gigs of RAM, and a couple terabytes of NVMe space. And Tuxedo Computers was the only one. Was the only one that I found that had AMD CPUs and Nvidia GPUs, and a good combination of just everything that I was looking for. Are there American spies that collect our data? Yeah, they're called the U.S. government. Thank you. I'm here till Thursday. Tip your waitress. Try the view. The Huawei MateBook Pro X looks great, but I don't know if it supports Linux. The Huawei MateBook Pro X will support Linux. You know how I know? That's one of the workarounds China's been doing around for a lot of the sanctions and stuff, because here's the thing. Microsoft is on this weird, thing as an American company to be working with China, even though they want to get that. So I'm betting if I pull this up, MateBook Pro X, Linux. It works, yes, but some problems. Yeah, there's just a few occasional problems people will complain about, like with any laptop or stuff, but nothing that can't be fixed with a driver. IBM laptop a series was legendary. Yeah, IBM laptops were legendary. Then Lenovo bought the brand, and they're still pretty good, but the issue then became the whole issue of, well, it's China and the US government propaganda. What is your take on the new Nvidia Mini PC? Is it worth the $3K? Which little mini PC? You talking about the Jetson one? Nice little shirt. Yeah, I got this at Linux Fest a couple years ago. Back when Linode was just Linode before Akamai bought them out. Your experience with Huawei? Extremely limited. Not allowed to have them in the States. I've been wanting to mess around with Huawei technology and stuff, but I'm not allowed to really use them as a U.S. person. We're not allowed to use them at work because of regulations from the stuff that we work in and anything like that. So, yeah. It's unfortunate. America, land of the free my fucking ass. That regulation needs to be dropped. Most of American regulation needs to be dropped. Excuse me. Lenovo is one of the biggest Chinese tech companies. Yeah. You can get Lenovo laptops, but you can't use Huawei stuff. Lenovo isn't a problem in the US. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Also got my earlier message about the External Revenue Service. Did someone seriously try to scam you? Hello, we're trying to reach you about your taxes due to the External Revenue Service. Oh yeah, and I've been trying to get information on that whole FinCEN BOI filing and everything. It looks like we're not required to file our disclosures or anything anymore as of right now. That could change. So yeah. Now Trump wants to make that. Heard there are more layoffs in the tech space. What's your point of view on navigating this? There's layoffs always in the tech space here and there. Here's the thing. Most of the layoffs that you find either are in these massive tech companies that have overhired, and often the positions you need to pay attention that they let go of are usually things like HR management and a lot of the roles that, they kind of don't really necessarily add value by themselves unless you have a bunch of other workers and everything like that. So I guess what I'm saying is be actually valuable, and it's not as much of an issue as a lot of people claim it to be. But also you have to understand that some of these companies, especially the big tech companies, they're paying these exorbitant salaries. And they're way above the market, and they can't just go around and say, "Hey, Tim, we hired you for 2, 3, 4, 5 times the market rate. Will you be willing to take a cut?" No, they're just going to fire you and then replace you with another person with that can take the pay cut. That's how it goes. So, no, it's not as much of an issue as people claim it to be. Just don't go running around working for startups that are starting out early in a bad economy. Don't go working for big companies that are going to pay you exorbitant salaries without the expectation of you're not going to be there probably in a couple more years from now. And then also have the understanding that you should look at every position you're in as maybe a several-year window at most. The reality is the concept of you're going to work at a company from when you graduate until you die or you retire and you get your gold watch after working for the company for 30 years. That ain't really the reality anymore. That was the reality for the boomers, but when it comes to Gen X, Millennial, and Gen Z, that ain't the reality. So if you can make it to 3, 4, 5 years, however long it takes to vest your 401k fully with your company, congratulations, you've made it. You can consider moving on at that point, if not sooner. Um, Always look for the, grass being on the other side, being greener, and find opportunity where you can go. And remember, people don't quit their jobs, they quit management. That sucks. That's my perspective on it. Networking customs. I believe it's called Nvidia Blackwell Mini PC. Oh yeah, they're little mini PCs. They look nice. Don't know if I'm gonna grab one unless I can get around to making enough money from content creation for it to be worthwhile. Just like his Department of Redundancies with Elmo and the other guy, TikX. I just got laid off. They wanted to replace all 650 devs with Accenture, and they regretted it. Which one's Accenture again? Accenture... A consulting firm. Yeah, that ain't good. The Bobs. Pretty much. Yeah. Companies should never completely replace their entire hiring force with consultants. They should at most augment them, because the reality is a lot of companies, when they go with consultants, focus too much on the price tag in terms of dollars of the knowledge of the employees that you are hiring, but they are not actually putting the price in terms of the time and the knowledge and stuff that they've actually accumulated and attained from the systems being there in the years. And this is knowledge that you can't just really train another person on. A lot of this is picked up over time for the different systems that, and nuances and situations that come across. They asked me to come back. I said, no, I'm doing much better now. I know one needs programmers nowadays. No, I think we still need programmers. Max have made it as 7 years. 7 years for what? There's a huge need, but they want you now to be highly skilled because teams are smaller. Oh, yeah. They're expecting you to be a lot more efficient with your use of tools than they were before. And the amount of resources out there is astronomical compared to what it was useful years ago. Man, AI can be scary for developers, wondering what will happen in the next few years. Oh, it's going to be even crazier over the next few years. But what also is possible as well is that we may start hitting stagnations in AI development, because we've been going through rapid growth that we can't expect the rapid growth and improvements to continue at the rate that they are improving. So expect there to be slowdowns in terms of AI and LLM and machine learning performance. So that'll be interesting. Your opinion on Russia developing their own CPU and Linux distros? I mean, that's no shocker. RISC-V is an open source CPU architecture, and we've been clamoring for a open source architecture for many years. And in terms of Linux developments, I mean, it's open source. I mean, North Korea made their own distribution of Linux as well, Redstar OS. Have y'all seen this shit? We can actually fire it up. Let's see, can I download it? I'm really curious where I can get the Redstar. There we go. Redstar OS Korean, and English install ISO. From archive.org. Oh yeah, North Korea's had their own for a few years. They developed it to look very, very much like Mac OS X. See? Look. That's Redstar OS for you. That's a very slow download. Let's see if we can get better. I legit don't trust that OS. That's what virtual machines are for, buddy. Should never be connected to the internet. No! No! It should totally be connected to the internet, because how else are we going to send Kim Jong-il the memes that we're making of Kim Jong-il? Because it reports everything back to his sensors, right? So I'm going to open up GIMP, installed on Redstar OS one of these days, to make a bunch of Kim Jong-il memes, and there's going to have to be someone reviewing my computer's information. And somebody's going to get questioned about why they got Kim Jong-il memes. I'm uploading my passport photos to it now. Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-un, one of the Kims, photoshopped Kim to make him look like Kim Kardashian. What if we put Kim's face on Kim Kardashian's body? Like, make memes like that. Like, oh, dear leader, you so fine, I blow my mind, I'm Mickey. Hey, Mickey. No. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, Kimmy. Hey. Thoughts on amateur radio and Linux? You can do that very well. There's lots of radio drivers for amateur radio drivers in Linux, and your Linux works a lot better with a lot of that stuff too. It will come with threat actors. But the trick is, when they open my passport, it's me raw dogging Kim Jong-un as the head picture. Make corn of him. Just have Kim Jong-il shucking corn in the Midwest. Little piece of wheat sticking out his mouth. It's kind of a goofy idea when you think about it right now. Also wonder what package manager Redstar uses. Not sure. So who all is upset about the possible TikTok ban? Because I know I've been pretty upset about this shit for a while. But what amazes me is you got a lot of people that are sitting out there like, they're not going to ban it. I'm like, as of right now, they are going to ban it. Now, if something happens to change in the next few days, that happens to change, what's going to happen. But as of right now, they are going to ban it. What do you suggest to start learning infrastructure monitoring? Well, it helps to be a narc. I'm kidding. No, for infrastructure monitoring, like, is there anything in particular you're trying to do? Or are you just trying to set up, like, a SIM a system information and event monitor? Are you trying to get like sensors for monitoring? I mean, with SIM, you can with monitoring, you can go with so many different ways to go about it. I mean, it depends on what you're defining as monitoring. If you're just talking about system related stuff, you could do a SIM, set up a Grafana dashboard, feed in a lot of different data in, like with Prometheus and all of these different systems as well. There's Datadog as well that you can do a lot of these different things with too. But Datadog, of course, be a little bit more costly because it is a SaaS service, but it works really, really well. I love it at work. You can also, if you're doing like physical sensors, things like that, there's Home Assistant for a lot of these things for automations. There's a lot of different ways you can go about doing this. It just depends on what you're talking about for physical infrastructure specifically. Something like Zabbix? Okay, yeah, then you're looking more at like a Datadog or Zabbix. In fact, we removed Zabbix entirely for Datadog. Datadog, I think, does a much better job of collecting all that information and the flexibility that you have with it. Of course, you're paying a little bit more with it than you are Zabbix because Zabbix, you're running your own infrastructure and everything like that. But yeah, I'm more of a fan of Datadog. Now, there are a few other solutions out there. You can, of course, I think there's also like what is it? Waza, WAZUH might be an option for you, but it depends on what you're trying to do, what kind of information you're trying to gather, because there is also ways you can gather information from your not PSUs, your UPSs, your uninterruptible power supplies. If you put it over the network, you can use SNMP, Simple Network Monitoring Protocol, so that you can actually monitor different things on the infrastructure. It really depends on how you want to slice this thing and what all information you are looking to gather, and then how you want to display all this information is ultimately, I think, going to be more important. So, Grafana, Datadog, Waza, Zabbix are pretty much going to be your options for any of that. Now, as far as cobbling that stuff together, that's something that's going to be for you to figure out in your lab and trials. Who remembers Nagios? Yeah, that was a nagging piece of shit. They gonna ban, we just gaslighting ourselves. I heard Canadian phone SIM cards are in high demand. Canadian phone SIM cards? Why would Canadian phones be in high demand? Who the fuck wants to be a Canadian with your phone number? I hear a lot of Canadians, though, are coming over to America to get cheaper phone lines because y'all have a very, very expensive cell phone network out there. And y'all are still on the +1 network. So, I don't know. Russia's been having issues with their unsupported Windows being hacked. They switching to Linux. Well, yeah, because they can't get Windows updates in the Russian versions of Windows. It's the unfortunate reality with things. There was an interface called Cacti with Nagios LOL back in the day. Oh, I kind of remember that. SolarWinds LOL, hospitals love it. I forget what it is, but my work is getting away from SolarWinds and we're doing something else. I forgot what we're moving to. But I know SolarWinds pissed them off or something. How people manage to hack it if we have anti-firewalls? No, we just have firewalls. People manage to hack things because people keep clicking stupid things. I think, what was it they said? Something like anywhere from like 80 to 95% of all cyber attacks and breaches trace back to somebody clicked something they shouldn't have clicked. Ultimately, most cybersecurity comes down to user behavior changes and modifications. I think Switzerland uses Linux. You mean Switzerland? I think they used it at some point. I know some states inside of Germany were using it for a little while. I know it switched around a little bit. I hate Dameware so bad. I haven't dealt with that. Windows should just become a country to be natural. Maybe Greenland. What's Up Gold is a favorite to many SMBs. Stop living in tech. Yeah, repair shop guy mentioned he is trying to make him Canadian to survive as creator. Yeah, it ain't gonna work as well as they think. How does Dameware not have a name resolution in their DRE? What the hell? Any ideas about Varonis, how to get around it? Yeah, we deal with Varonis at work. It works pretty well for the most part, but I will say that Varonis is kind of behind the times in terms of the cloud detection on things. We had to get a script so that we could actually do the removals on the cloud side of things. It still required connectors on the site for you to actually remove things. It was interesting. Yeah, we use Varonis at work. Interesting technology. Like it or not, they're still the leader in a lot of the DLP. Nobody's really got their DLP figured out. I'll just be honest with you on that. Am I booting up the North Korean distro? If I manage to download it, sure. All software developed for the Swiss government needs to be open sourced. So will Trump invade Canada? Blame Canada! Blame Canada! They're not even a real country anyway. This is all feeling like that South Park episode when we do actually go to war with Canada. In a foreign cell number. What? How much do you think the Switch 2 will cost? $350. $350, you're gonna have to go pick it up from a Loch Ness monster. If you don't get that reference, then I'm sorry, your childhood just sucked. Are you gonna be... Oh yeah, I already answered that. Yep, DLP, nothing good out there. Yeah, there's no real good DLP solution. There's DLP that works at various levels, but there's no, like, all-encompassing DLP to reach out inside of a corporate environment and hit all the endpoints in the cloud and on-premise and gather all the data everywhere to all the regulatory standards. That's the issue that we're having. Nothing is happening in Canada, LOL, it's just politics. Oh yeah, just politics. Like, you know, what the majority of the world happens to be going to hell in a handbasket over. But, you know, it's just politics. That shit's never, you know, caused world wars and shit like that. I never understand that when people are like, it's just politics that people are fighting over. It's just politics. Yeah, politics has been... I think politics and religion have been the two most abused things in terms of messing people up with. Or the reasoning being. Canada will fight USA with kindness. You know, oh my God. Canada... To the people that are like, I don't want, the people that are like, Canada will fight USA with kindness, Mario's got the right point. I don't want Canada to invent new war crimes. Do y'all know there's a reason why, if you have military friends, they refer to the Geneva war crimes, the Geneva Conventions, as the checklist? Do you know how many of those things in the Geneva Conventions were written down specifically because Canadians in the military were performing said acts in War I or World War II. Canadians seem like they're cute, fuzzy teddy bears, but they're like psychopathic gremlins that you've given water to after midnight. Oh, you didn't know this? You didn't know this? Oh, we gotta go through this. War crime history. You do not care about politics when you're not in a group affected by certain policies. Exactly. Okay, so if we go to Wikipedia, they've got their own sections for war crimes. All right. I don't think I can look at the Canadians the same. Oh, yeah. The forgotten ruthlessness of Canadians' Great War soldiers. So in World War I, these guys were absolutely brutal. In one particularly cruel episode, Canadians even exploited the trust of Germans who had apparently become accustomed to fraternizing with Allied units. Lieutenant Louis Keene described the practice of lobbing tins of corned beef into a neighboring German trench. When the Canadians started hearing happy shouts of more, give us more, they then let loose with an armload of grenades. Why the hell do you think there are these provisions of you can't just use food to lure people to then kill them? Because Canadians did that. I think Canada is innocent enough to admit war crimes. Will the U.S. ever admit to any war crimes? The U.S. has admitted to war crimes. That's what I think you're not understanding. I just don't think you understand that in terms of the war crimes that have been committed, as bad as the U.S. war crimes are, Canada's are on a worse scale than the U.S. Oh, Japan, definitely. Oh. If you know the history of Japan with Korea, the comfort girls and all of that, oh, holy hell yeah. There were screams of German soldiers, terror shaken by the flash of light in their eyes, and black faces above them and bayonets already red in blood, wrote Philip Gibbs of one Canadian raid. It was butcher's work, quick and skillful. 30 Germans were killed before the Canadians went back. Just gunning these guys down while they're sleeping. Yeah, the reason why there's as many rules of war is because of what Canadians did a lot of. Bro, I seriously thought Canada did like nothing wrong in history. This is crazy. Bro! Look up the Canadian war crimes of not just World War I and World War II, but back when it was the French territories. See, ask Native Americans. Bro. Americans did a bunch of their own effed up things to Native Americans, I will say. But have y'all paid attention to what Canadians did to their own natives? I don't think any of the rules actually applied in actual combat. No. What I think you're misunderstanding is Canadians just basically said, you know, I don't think we should do this. And they look at each other and say, well, you know, there's no fucking rule about it. And they say, there's no rule about it, then fair game! Canadian war crimes. World War One. I gotta figure out what ones they've actually done. When, if the app is gone, where else can I find you, kind soul? I will be on Twitch, I will be on YouTube, I will be on Mastodon, I will be on Blue Sky, I will be on Discord, and I will be on Matrix. I also did make a Red Note profile earlier today. Don't know where I'll be with that application, but those are where I am for now. Mastodon, Blue Sky, PixelFed, Discord, Matrix, Twitch, YouTube. Not on the meta stuff. I actually just decided to archive my Threads profile. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm simulcast right now on Twitch. Okay, so here's what I'm really curious about. Conscription, Indian nationalists, women. Nope. Also expect Trump to get whacked if the war goes to shit. Which war? We're in like 7 or 8 right now, thanks to Obama and Bush. What's your user ID on RedNote? Chief Geek 3D. I try to grab the same username everywhere where I can. Mexico, I wonder how the cartels will fight. Superb, you see you in all the right places, all the places that you were before anyway. Yeah, it's like I positioned myself for the past year or something in case this shit happened to get to the situation it's in. It's just unfortunate that we're in the situation that we are in. And it's also unfortunate, I need to go to the store and buy more wine. I got 2 more bottles out there. They're like the purple bear from Toy Story. Oh yeah, Lotso. War with Canada. If countries weren't so busy trying to have all the power, we would be more peace. Well, the problem is that, most problems come down to the fact that you basically got a bunch of dudes with tiny dicks that just need to get out into a measuring contest. Because that's what all the most wars really come down to. Is some dude feels like he's got a tiny ass little prick. And in reality, we don't need to be dropping bombs on these people. A lot of times what we just need to be doing, dropping some good hookers on them. They need to get laid. Why do you think they're so pissed off? Yeah, my dogs are here. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. And oh, 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 oh. Can I help you? Oh. Yes, dickhead. Oh, what breed is he? He is a red. No, not that's the other one. That was a red healer. He is a Old English sheepdog mixed with a husky. And there's my other dog popping up. Ow! You gotta get your fucking nails done, you dick. Ow! You fucking asshole. Yes. Bro, I let you out before I went on stream. Don't tell me you need to go. What the hell do you want? You are not taking my wine. He wants to be a streamer. You want to be on the show? You want to be on the show? Is that what it is? Oh. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Thank God that's empty. Give him his own cam. So that's one of the things I'm looking at doing when I get my own bonus from work. Hopefully, if I end up with the bonus, I do want to get some better camera equipment to do my YouTube videos, a teleprompter and some better lighting and a new laptop and everything. So that'll be coming. And then hopefully I can repurpose a couple other cameras. Eventually what I want to do is replace the couches out there in the little workspace and get a little camera set up for where the dogs normally chill out there. So that's like cat-like behavior. This dog just likes to be around me. He's up my ass all the time whenever I'm home. You're still right there, aren't you? You just like attention, don't you? You're an attention whore. But yeah, even if TikTok happens to go away, I will at least still continue my YouTube and Twitch. But I will be honest, I'm really bummed out because TikTok is where I got my start with my content creation. If it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't have the community that I have now. We all wouldn't be hanging out right now. I definitely wouldn't have gotten into Twitch. I wouldn't have gotten into YouTube. I wouldn't have gotten... I honestly barely used Twitter and most other social media before this. The most activity I was doing in terms of social media beforehand was I had a couple Tumblr blogs, mostly focused on tech, which I've deleted a few years ago, and I was in some Facebook groups, mostly talking about tech. We're talking like I was in tech groups with a few professionals that were maybe a few hundred of us just dicking around like college professors, like digging around with the Amiga systems and a bunch of the advanced stuff, but nothing really that I thought would have been cool for a lot of people. In fact, even amongst my friend group, I'm probably like the only person I was the only person in my friend group that actually was really into tech, and I'm kind of the person that everyone that I knew grew up with would kind of reach out to get resources to go to other parts, and, I was the dude that was into anime and the nerd and everything that got teased and bullied and everything growing up, and luckily I had jock friends, so I didn't have the bullying and the teasing that, some people had to grow up with, but TikTok at least let me find the community where I could actually find some friends I could finally talk anime with and everything. It's going to be very unfortunate when TikTok goes away. But at the same time, I've been prepared for this eventuality for a long time because I grew up in an era, and my generation grew up with when MySpace was, thing. And we knew MySpace could eventually go away because nothing was really, forever at that point. We'd seen so many platforms come and go. I think Gen Z is the first generation to grow up on the internet with companies that actually last from their birth to really believe that these companies can last forever. And I think that's a scary precedent for them to understand, is that these companies can go away. And Friendster, yep. Okay, One Piece or Naruto? I'd probably have to say Naruto for the sheer fact that I've actually watched Naruto. One Piece, I can't get past the first, 100 episodes or so before my ADHD brain is like, I gotta do something else. There's already 1,000 episodes of One Piece, and I'd have to go through that entire thing. Maybe I'll put it on for my workouts and everything, but yeah. Problem is, there's so many different stories and shows out there. What's my top 5 animes? I've never really plotted them. I'd have to say there's so many great ones out there. Ghost in the Shell, definitely. Standalone Complex, definitely ranks up there. I'm trying to think, because I've seen so many different shows, and I know I'm going to forget a few. Because it's you've got Yu Yu Hakusho. That was such a great show as well. Can I just do because it's kind of hard to pick out the specific Dragon Ball series. I'll just say the franchise as a whole. That's a great anime as well. There's some parts that are ups and downs and things like that too. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, figure out what other ones. There's a lot of other ones out there that are so great. I mean, I've seen Psycho Pass, and I love it. It's hard to pick down 5. I'm also in the middle of Black Clover. Yeah. I definitely watch dub more, because with sub, the issue is I'd have to focus on watching a TV show, and a lot of times I'm watching TV shows, I'm doing something else, like working or something, so dub is what I need in order for me to follow the story along, and I watch dub with subtitles on. I watch with subtitles even if it's just an American program, because it just helps me for comprehension often. So, ever watched Gate? No, I have not watched Gate. What's Gate? Oh yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. That's also one of my all-time favorite animes. Brotherhood, specifically. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I loved the story of Brotherhood. I wonder what Zuck would do if Facebook gets blamed for a school shooting caused by his disregard for moderation. Ooh. Excuse me. Zuck doesn't give a shit. Zuck doesn't give a fuck. The honest truth is, at this point in life, Zuck doesn't care about the money or anything. It's about the power. He, Musk, and a bunch of other people are all about the power right now. They're at the point right now where no more amount of money in the world is going to make them happier. There's a reason why I've long said this for a while. My goal, when I know I can basically sit back and, be like, I am going to start retiring, is when I have about $10 million in assets that are safe, that can grow regularly. We're talking high yield savings account, money markets, things like that. If I have money to that level, and that's a nice large amount of money, off of 10 million, you can live an entire salary just off the interest off of that, and have a really nice life and not have to worry about anything. Gate is really good, and recommend I come my gut kill. Cool. I expect them to get wet. See, the thing is, Zuckerberg is never really out in public. Zuckerberg has always been a reclusive, introverted type of guy. Whereas that healthcare CEO wasn't really so much. But I really think that, the whole Luigi situation was at least the wake-up call and, pardon the pun, the shot to the head that a lot of the elites needed to understand that, oh no, if they get shot, there's not going to be much remorse or, an upset society for you. Gate is extremely controversial. Aren't all the great shows? What distro do you use? I use Pop OS primarily for my own gaming and tinkering, and then I use Cubes OS on my secure laptop for a lot of stuff. Ocean Gate was a preview. Well, Ocean Gate, I think when they looked at it, they were just like, oh, these are people trolling. This is a situation. It's tragic. People are doing a tragic situation. But when they saw straight up a CEO got popped, and the entire society was collectively about a murder, yeah, this is cool. I think they finally got the message. Because, yeah, Ocean Gate, totally. We were a bunch of rich people wasting millions of dollars to go down and die from a sub with a game controller that wasn't even a full-on Xbox, but a Logitech one. I think they had the wake-up call with the healthcare thing that, they really don't care about us just the same way that we don't care about them. And they finally woke up to the fact of, they can get to us. There's more of them than there are of us. And we have to interact with them on the daily, but most of them haven't ever had to deal with an elite person on a daily. And by the way, on that Red Note app, do you know how many people I've seen praising Luigi Mangione on there? And I ain't talking about the Americans. I'm talking about there's a lot of Chinese people that seem to love Luigi too. It is really interesting to see just how much in common and alike we have with a lot of the regular Chinese people. I'm not saying oh wow, the Chinese, they're people just like us. No, I'm talking about in terms of there's just little cultural things I wasn't expecting, like the Luigi Mangione thing, because that's something that, happened in New York. I wasn't expecting news from something in New York would be as big of a thing over in China. But when will the guy get on trial? I think it's March. In California, insurance companies were canceling people's insurance because of the fires. I think those are property insurance. Shitty situation in its own right, but different situation. That's a totally different thing. So the thing you have to understand with the Californian insurance situation, now I don't know the specifics about it, but there was a problem where the risks were not properly evaluated in terms of the formula or something like that for California. So California insurance rates were actually really low in the nation, to the point that they were some of the lowest in the entire nation. And that kind of did them in, because when they started recalculating these rates, because they had to start paying out for a lot of these damages that were happening over the past few years, it meant that people would have their costs and everything adjusted. The reality is that just because humanity wants to build everywhere that we can doesn't mean that we should build everywhere that we can. You have to understand that in terms of California, the Californian ecology, a lot of the plants and the farming and everything that goes on in that area, they actually depend on forest fires. They depend on fires happening in the area to replenish nutrients in the soil and all that. I don't know the specifics about it, but I know there's something about the ecology of that area. So it's like the same question I pose to a lot of people that, like are in Tornado Alley. Why do you build a new house where tornadoes are going to happen after you just had your last house destroyed by a tornado? Why would you build in an area is actively a risk to fires and is consistently in a state of constant drought? That is the honest reality of it. Don't get me wrong, California, beautiful area. Do not get me wrong. Lovely area to visit. But why people don't build in the Grand Canyon, essentially. Exactly. You can build in the Grand Canyon. There are people that get their mail delivered in the Grand Canyon. They have donkey. You can get your mail delivered by donkey with the USPS. But, yeah, there is a real problem in California because these areas they're building in are not cheap. California already has an affordable housing crisis problem. And forest fires and all this, the fires that are going on, they also happen to put pressure on the affordable housing crisis because their housing is destroyed just as much. Private housing can be easily spun up very easily by different, property investors and such like that. That's just a matter of getting money in the bank, finding a contractor, getting the permits, getting, and pulling that. You can reasonably get a house and everything built within a few months because with private investment, it moves as fast as you can get the money. When it comes to affordable housing, that's not pretty much the same thing. With affordable housing, there's a lot more regulation that goes into it. I can tell you this as someone that used to, rent out a house to someone that was disabled as a family friend before we found out he was a druggie and everything like that. Long story. Anyway, the requirements they have you go through so that you can get approved for HUD housing and everything is absolutely ridiculous. The inspections and everything. Like the regular inspection you have for a house is one thing. The inspection you have for Section 8, HUD, all that kind of thing is above and beyond. Yes, a lot of the things make sense, but they also do a lot of things that don't make sense, and they do not give you a lot of leeway nor forgiveness for timelines. Like I remember there was an issue with the one guy with the stuff, and we couldn't reasonably get a contractor to come and repair the things in an economical fashion within the time frame that the city had given us, but they wouldn't give us an extension. And it wasn't a situation of we weren't willing to fix it. It was we needed to find someone that was quality, but also wasn't going to bend us over the barrel for the work to be done. And it was also the time of the year when everyone's work schedules were being filled up and they were slammed. So it was a matter of just all the worst factors were lining up. We managed to get it done, but nonetheless, the city didn't give any leeway. They treat you, whether you're a small guy with just one property, as bad as the big guys that have dozens of properties. And that's why a lot of people don't want to do affordable housing. Here's the reality. A lot of property management would be willing to do more affordable housing if, one, the regulatory and bureaucratic overhead was not as severe. Two, they could have the guarantees around the deposits and the expenses of damage and everything like that a lot easier. Because here's the thing. When it comes to a lot of that low-income housing and everything, I've seen this firsthand as someone that's been in low-income housing. Grew up that way. People don't respect shit. If people don't pay for things, they don't respect things. The amount of properties I've had to help friends clear out, that they have wrecked the property, that the property manager has to come back in Not like, forget your deposit. They've lost money on this property potentially. And then the government steps in and has a battle over every single nickel and dime, recouping for all the repair costs. That's why a lot of people don't want to do affordable housing. It's not because a lot of developers don't want to, think about it this way. You have a guaranteed renter, guaranteed pay from the government. It's going to get paid no matter what, subsidized up to a certain point. That's easy money. The issue is the type of tenant they often get in that area and dealing with all the overhead and burdens and everything there. Landlord special, tenant special, exactly. The honest truth is I have to tell people is it's the double-edged sword of if you want better tenants, you need better landlords, but if you want better landlords, you need better tenants. It's an immense double-edged sword of you have shitty landlords because you have shitty tenants, and you have shitty tenants because you have shitty landlords. I've seen firsthand where I've been the nice guy that rented a room out to his friend, and I became the shitty landlord because I had the shitty tenant that literally had his dog shit in the carpet so much that it stained the wood underneath the carpet, that destroyed my washing machine, my oven, like punched a hole in the wall. Like, this was a friend of mine that did that to me. And I'm not a landlord or anything by that. I was just a friend that opened the door. And I've had this happen with 2 different people I've given rooms for rent for where they fucked me over in different ways. So let me just say that if people are willing to do that to people that they consider friends and leave their house in such a state where it costs thousands of dollars of damage from each of these friends, and we're no longer friends after what they've done to me, mind you. What are people willing to do to landlords that they don't even know? That's an issue. You have any atomic wall clocks? No, I do not. I just have the regular wall clocks. The watch and stuff like that. They do and don't care. Exactly. 22K in repairs. Yep. The honest truth is, had it not been for the damage that he caused to that one room, I could have had that room completely fixed, and the fence could have been fixed, so my dogs wouldn't have to be on a lead. I still need to fix the fence. I still need to fix my windows. But yeah. This dude was so fucked, by the way, that he and I seriously got into an argument because he thought I was rich. Because while at the time I was in an MSP position, managed service provider, and I had just started making $50,000 a year. And he was like making comments like, dude, you're rich or all that, like, and dude, you can afford this and everything. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm middle class. Are you really that out of touch with the value of $1? And has your family not taught you anything? Like, all of that. Like, it really broke his brain for him to realize, no, I was making only $50K at the time. And even making twice as much money as that now, I'm still only middle class in this state. What's the status on North Korea OS? It's downloaded, apparently. Let's see. Hold on. Let me put this. I think I actually had this already. All right, let's see. VM ISO NAS. All right, let's get a new folder. Redstar OS. Hold on, it's copying to the NAS. So were they not responsible for damages? They're responsible, but they ran away and It's one of those, like, dude, they don't own shit, so taking them to court will only waste my money and time. Is that blue in the back a water cooling tube? No, it's neon. Neon. All right. Let's see. Yeah, old school build. It's from a glass artist that was local to me before they lost their business from COVID. But yeah, they also did the glass appliques on the case and everything. It's called Project NOS for Project New Old School. Originally I wanted to go with cold cathode lights in it, but I couldn't find anyone that made cold cathode anymore. So what I ended up doing was these flat LEDs here in monocolored to get the effect, and did the neon. Okay, so VM ISO Redstar EN. Okay, so let's select Linux. We'll just do a generic Linux. 4 gigs of memory. All right, it's booting. Bear with it, it's pulling over the network because I put it on the NAS. Alright, so this is Redstar OS. This is the North Korean. Create new file systems. Okay. It's not liking that I don't have something missing. Hold on. Let's figure this out. They're a few minutes behind. I enjoy the topics. Yeah. Zuck is definitely a sellout. We know that. Redstar OS KVM QEMU. Okay, apparently people are just saying to install VirtualBox to do a quick workaround, which is fine for this. Give me a second. Normally it shouldn't make a big deal, but Ubuntu 2204. Alright, give me a second. We are installing the things. Hopefully we can see a mobile OS from North Korea in the near future. I'm pretty into giving away my data. I think we've already had some people share mobile phones and stuff like that in North Korea, but it's kind of interesting the way they work. All right. Let's open up VirtualBox. expert. Oh wow, they've changed the display and stuff. They made it all sleek. I don't know if I like that. Anyway. Let's set this up. Redstar OS. ISO image. VM ISO. Redstar EN. Oh, they have it as a red hat. Interesting. What the hell? Okay, it's just gonna do the basic thing. Wait, what are you trying to do now? Yeah, we're not trying to do the unattended install. We'll do 4096. We'll give it 3 CPUs. Okay, this is going to take a second. Keep in touch with North Korea. They're just developing too fast for me. Yep, you gotta fire up them pen pals up over in North Korea. Over to Parrot OS after a video of yours in Kali Linux, but I don't yet have my own practice network to test Kali on. Is there any other way to utilize Kali Linux? I mean, Best is just in a virtual machine and stuff like that, but you can use Kali, and there's a Kali Windows subsystem for Linux image as well inside of Windows and things like that. But Parrot's better when you want to install it bare metal on its own device. Okay. Capture. Was unreadable. We'll initialize this disk. Give it 20 gigs. Username. Kim Jong sucks. Kim Jong. We'll just give it a password of password. Wow, that's mistyped right there. It's not manually, it's manually. The closest city. The Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. Maybe we can get that in. We'll just see. Soon they'll gain the capability of Segway, says they're only a couple years behind. What I did find interesting about when I was reading into Redstar OS and stuff a few years ago was apparently the Kim had a real big affinity for Mac hardware. He used to pay a pretty premium to get Mac hardware smuggled in because he'd use a MacBook. Now, I'm not quite sure how that works with Kim using Apple's services. Because, like, Apple's one of the few companies that can, like, lock yo shit down. Although it'd be kind of funny to just be like, Kim Jong is like, I'm listening to Adele on Apple Music. I totally twerk my ass over in Pyongyang to some Nicki Minaj over on Apple Music. Come on, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Now, what it is interesting is how long this is taking. Kim's probably built a Starbucks 2 over there just to match the image. Kim probably is the type of person to have watched Friends and then create Central Perk to be right across from his office, and then maybe once a month does a photo opportunity where he dresses up as a barista just to relive whatever memory that is. I bet he tells people that he is Steve Jobs. Bro, okay, we gotta look into it. Hold on. It is shit, hold on. I gotta remember the combination to escape VirtualBox. Control key. Okay. Oh, it's usually set to the right control key. There we go. Okay, I couldn't remember what it is. So while that's going on, propaganda about the leader. Have y'all heard about some of this propaganda that, like with the Juche ideology and everything there? I like one day went on a binge and like read a bunch of the things they had about him. Okay, let's see if we can find this. Japan's viral North Korea propaganda video. Myth. Okay. Top 10 myths North Koreans are told about Kim Jong leader, hamburger creator. Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, claimed he invented the hamburger, calling it the double bread with meat, with grand dreams that it would become a new national dish as he unsuccessfully introduced it to the nation's universities. Yep, remember, he's never pooped. This is Star OS. Yeah, I talked about this actually a few years ago, over on TikTok. Someone was just asking me if I've, ever played with it, and I was like, yeah, I haven't done it in a few years, but we can do it again. I just didn't have it on my NAS, but yeah. I remember when this came out, when the news of this broke, somebody smuggled this in like 2017, 2018. A bunch of my friends and I put it on our virtual machines and just started fucking around with it. The older Kim was also fond of claiming sawdust was full of nutrients, encouraging his citizens to chow down on the building byproduct in their regular times of famine. Kim's official biography stated he never needed to use a toilet because his body was so well calibrated, he didn't need to urinate or defecate. According to his official biography, Kim Jong-il's birth atop a sacred mountain saw a new star created and winter turned to spring. However, records kept by the country's Soviet allies show he was born in a Siberian village in 1941. Fashion icon. Shortly before his death in 2011, Kim Jong-il's signature gray military styling was being celebrated by the world's top fashion designers, according to state media, who quoted an unnamed French designer saying Kim Jong-il mode, which is now spreading expeditiously worldwide, is something unprecedented in the world's history. They just say all this kind of weird propaganda and shit like that. The fake villages. They also tell people, like, there's no such thing as the internet. For decades, North Koreans believed the Japanese stole time back from them during the 1919 occupation. Kim Jong-il finally righted this injustice and set North Korea's clocks back half an hour on August 15th, 2015. What's your go-to VM recommendation for dummies? Generally, I like KVM QEMU, but for some reason, it's being a dick with Redstar OS. So this is the North Korean distribution of Linux. Obviously, it's in the North Korean version of Korean, which I know there is a actual difference between the dialects and all that. Like, it's kind of a weird combination of Chinese and everything. So, if I'm recalling, this is the equivalent to their browser. Nainara. Okay, create a profile. Okay. So immediately it's having me plug into this IP address over here on first run. So this is basically what appears to be... Yeah, this is a very Mac-styled Linux that if I can... Yeah, they've styled this to hell and back for Linux. I'm just trying... Yeah, this is definitely a full-on Linux. Running a very old kernel. 2.6.38. This is God knows how old. What does our calculator look like? Yeah, it's like basically Mac OS X. So we can open up the calendar. Yeah, this is ridiculously Mac-styled. Like, everything is positioned even down to where it would be on the Mac side of things. Now, admittedly, I can't make out a word on this. Let me open up Google Translate. I don't know, is Google Translate even going to work with this? Because this is technically a different dialect. So, let's see. Camera. Okay, it does work with it. So we've got... What does this say over here? Bear with me. Office processing, CHM, PDF and image viewer, typeface. So this is where you can select your fonts. So I find it interesting that they do have English languages and stuff installed, but even in the English languages, they've ripped out most of the languages. They have a PDF editor over here. Let's see. What's that say? Photo management, text editor. My country reading. Okay, so we have network connectivity issues because we're not in the country, obviously. Software information. Yeah, I think some of the software might just be a little bit too old for it to work, but also I don't think it's got the ability to connect into all the internal resources anymore. So my understanding is this app right here, which I was trying to open up, would normally be opened up to like an intranet of sorts for North Korea so that they could actually connect and see all of the different resources they have internally. Because what you have to understand about North Korea is they do have internet in the sense that there is high up access for very few people. But when we're talking about like how many IP addresses North Korea has, I think they only have like 2,000 or 3,000 IP addresses overall for the entire country. They do have an intranet. They do have universities and things like that, so they do have resources that are internally to share amongst all of them. Thank you for the sub there, Wicked Smile. Appreciate you. And that's how they would be connecting. Now, obviously, a lot of this connection is neutered because, well, I'm not inside of North Korea, and this version of North Star has got to be 5-6 years old, so there could have been enough changes. But it's also old enough that we saw that it was running old Linux. So what I'm curious about now, it is kind of a snappy operating system, though, for as old as it is. So it looks like it's based a little bit with Red Hat. It does look like there's Yum in there, but it looks like they've locked it down quite a bit. I'm really curious if anyone's managed to get this working. You need access to a new version. Okay, so apparently the servers to do all the updating and everything are inside of North Korea. So 1 second. Yum. Comp files to see servers. So if this is using Yum, then I wonder, etc. Okay, so it is using Yum. They don't even have Nano in here. Wow. Do you have an X account link so I can follow? I haven't been on X in over a year. It's Mastodon and Blue Sky. They probably have VI. But once I'm in VI, I'm probably never going to be out. Probably try a Korean VPN. I don't think you understand. A VPN ain't going to make sense for this, and it would have to be a North Korean VPN. Etc. Okay, it was, Yum. .repos. Okay. So it looks like there's only this one. Hey, thank you for the follow, Red Anthrax. You think TikTok will be gone on Monday, Chief? It's a possibility. Anything's possible. Let's see. Yeah, they neutered the fuck out of this. But yeah, this is basically the North Korean operating system, heavily inspired by Mac, as we can tell. Looks like it's built a little bit off of Red Hat or a Fedora, or basically just its Fedora that's been skinned with Mac, more or less. It is using Yum, because it's a little bit older, so it's probably not, using DNF, which they moved on to. But, yeah, this is the North Korean operating system. Does it have ping? I mean, yeah, but I doubt it's gonna work. Yeah, because it's probably trying to, yeah, I don't think it's playing nice with the, switch that VirtualBox is setting up and everything like that. Can you customize it? Like, a little bit, but it's kind of, like, locked down, because I don't think it's even gonna let me do... Maybe it will. I'm not even allowed to run as root on my own machine. Does it have C matrix? I don't think it does. And now I'm trying to remember what my password was. Although I could have sworn that I was using it a little earlier. Oh, it's because I'm switching as that. What did I hit? Okay. Hit the wrong button. Can you add hacking tools to Red OS? Can't even get it to do networking right now. But yeah, I think this was not really designed for the internet as a whole, as we know it, because this is obviously not working well enough. But it's really, really bare bones, like, what you can do with this. Like, it's really just, like, you've got your basic-ass web browser. You've got your basic-ass document editor here. You know, does North Korea have, like, PhDs? Yes, North Korea does have an education system. They have university. Get this on VMware or VBox. This is virtualized. Me? That is a virtual machine. I've been running on a virtual machine the whole time. If you hit the Pi button in the bottom right-hand corner. A Pi button. But yeah. Were you studying ISC squared? Yeah, I got my CISSP a few months ago. Where'd you get the ISO? Archive.org. It's virtual machines all the way down. Is that GNOME or KDE? I'm not sure what this is. It looks like an interesting XFCE stylized to look more like Mac. Were you going to end up making tinkering videos? Still looking forward to seeing those videos. Yes. But they would be more so on YouTube moving forward. Right now, what I've been focusing on for the past few weeks is cleaning up my entire house and my workspace. As I've showed before, beyond here, there's trash bags and stuff, you know, because I'm cleaning up the whole workspace, dusting it and everything, so I can get back into having space for all of my tinkerings and everything. As well as the fact that TikTok hasn't really been conducive to allowing my community to see a lot of my content. So I'm going to be focusing more on YouTube and Twitch for a lot of the tinkerings, with TikTok getting clips from my Twitch and my YouTube videos, as you've seen. Once in a while, I will come out with dedicated content just for TikTok, but I'm not going to expense as much energy as I did before focusing on trying to get TikTok content out there, because it was wasted energy a lot of time, because TikTok's algorithm is so hit or miss. As much as I complain about TikTok, it is still one of the best platforms for most of my community to reach out to me and find a lot of my content and everything. But yes, I will be primarily focusing on Twitch and YouTube for a lot of my tinkering and other content. I still have a laptop coming in. I'm still looking forward to getting some new video equipment coming in. Once I get the new equipment that I'm hoping to get with my possible bonus, which will be a new laptop. The laptop is still not come? No, it's not. It was supposed to have been shipped a few weeks ago, but there were issues with customs and delays getting it over to the States and everything like that, so it still hasn't come yet. And I still have another laptop I need to order, and then I have camera equipment I need to order and everything, to better improve my overall you know, quality of content that I'm trying to create and everything. Sorry, I was trying to close this at the same time. Power off the machine, turn off that virtual machine. Okay. So, because I'm looking at getting a Sony mirrorless camera that a lot of YouTube vloggers were talking about using, as well as an Elgato teleprompter, so I can start scripting content a little bit better and making that and recording and viewing it. Because the problem is, when I record content, and I've made scripts a few times, I can easily tell I'm looking at a screen, and I know if that bothers me, that's got to bother people that want to watch my video, because I want them to look like I'm talking to them. So looking forward to having that, looking forward to having some better lighting, a bunch of SD cards, looking at getting a DJI Pocket Cam 3 so that I can do some recording on the go, especially as I go to DEF CON. I'm looking forward to going to DEF CON this year. This will be the third year in a row, if I make it out there, and possibly would like to also get access to going to CES next year as well. Make it my second ever appearance at CES, and that would be my second in a decade. My first appearance was in 2016 as a member of the press. So I think it'll be exciting for 2026 to look at getting into doing content creation proper, and seeing how all I can level up my content creation game and explore the possibilities of this becoming not just a hobby, but as a second job, side hustle, to actually make money. And then from my lips to God's ears, who knows? Maybe this could actually become another career as well. That'd be very nice to see happen. I'm not holding my breath, but it would be nice to be able to focus on getting to a point in my career where I can just worry about IT, cybersecurity, and tinkering on furthering my knowledge and education for the rest of my life to better educate those out there. Um, Even if I get to a point where I can just keep the job that I have and more so just use it so I have something to do in the day and can go out to making content and learning about things in the field. It's not that I've really ever seen myself as I want to become a content creator as my career, but I've enjoyed it enough having done it for the past few years that I can see it as a possible option, and I would want to overall make the community a better place for everybody. What type of laptop are you ordering? Well, the laptop I ordered is called a MNT Pocket Reform. And if you will wait just a couple of minutes, because I got to go to the bathroom, nature is calling, we can talk about the laptop that I have coming, why I picked it, and the second laptop that I'm planning on getting as well for all the content creation, editing, and everything on the go. So I will be right back in a couple of minutes. Maybe about 3-4 minutes. I'm going to let the dogs out too. We're back. Sup, Cara? How's it going? Okay. So yeah. Yeah, I ordered a laptop a little over a year ago for a project I was backing. And I'm in one of the final orders to get it. Let's see if I can pull this up. So the company is MNT. And they make open source machines. There's a site called Crowd Supply, similar to like a Kickstarter kind of thing. And this is the laptop that I backed. It's a little 7-inch laptop. Fully open sourced. Put the video up right now so y'all can see. Anodized aluminum. Mechanical keys. And like I said, fully open sourced. I picked the one out in purple. So you can also update the module and everything for the CPU. It's designed for right to repair. So as you can see, you can replace the entire single board computer chip. So if I want, I can use a Raspberry Pi compute module, I can use a RISC-V module, anything that fits into that. And the other thing that they do that's really nice. If I sneeze one more time, I'm getting my allergy meds. I'm just saying that. So, out of the box, the version I'm getting should come with an NXP iMX8M Plus, which is a quad-core CPU, 8 gigabytes of RAM, plenty enough for a lot of my basic stuff. Okay. I will be right back. I'm gonna quickly grab my allergy meds. Okay, we're back. Okay. So anyway, completely open source design, mechanical keys. It's just a really nice design for a laptop I've wanted for a long time. Has everything I need for an on-the-go laptop. in terms of, hey, I need a laptop with me just for note taking, doing some tinkering, a little bit of investigation. This isn't my full high end, my full security, or my full editing on the go rig. This is just everyday basic needs. Because I found when I was pulling out my machine 95% of the times, I didn't even need the full-fledged laptop. What I needed was something between a smartphone and a full laptop. Something that was a full computer, but wasn't limited to what a smartphone can do, and Android wasn't enough. I needed full Linux. Even a full Windows or Mac device would have been better in many cases, but even then, you would still run across the same issue of you needed a small device. And I used to rock, in fact, I still have it here. I can show you. I came across it the other day, actually. I've actually been trying for many years to find a balance of networking and computing on the go. So, of course, everyone makes the same mistake that I'm about to tell you. That you're going to want to try to get everything down into one machine to do everything you can do. Consolidate as much as possible. Which means a lot of people make the wrong mistake of getting a big-ass thick gaming laptop. That's not what you should be doing. Because what you end up doing is with a gaming laptop, you get this big behemoth of a device. They can be thick. They can be multiple pounds. They don't have great battery life. They're basically desktop replacements of a machine. And I would only really recommend getting something like that if you can't afford the real estate of a desktop machine. A desktop is where you're going to want to ideally do a lot of your gaming, heavy-duty workstation stuff, unless you have to be portable. So I made the mistake many years ago of, I'm going to get a very powerful laptop. But then I started quickly realizing, in most tasks that I need to pull out my laptop, even when I'm on site to, clients when I was in the MSP days, I just need my laptop to pull out, to take notes, open up command line, do some wireless assessments, plug in an Ethernet cable, do some diagnostics, grab some information. I really wouldn't need all that much. I mean, to be completely clear, these two devices satisfied a lot of what I needed until they didn't anymore. These two devices here. And this is a Google Nexus 7 tablet, Android tablet. Did pretty well. I actually used this as a Bitcoin wallet up until I went to the Ledger and Trezor hardware wallets later on. That's not the point of this discussion here. And I had two netbooks that I picked up secondhand. These little Dell Latitude netbooks here. And these were perfect little note-taking devices. Threw a couple of inexpensive SSDs on here. And put Ubuntu in there. And these would honestly be the perfect device in most cases when I was traveling around, because I didn't need a lot of power. I just needed decent battery life, enough horsepower to go on a web browser, do the browsing I needed, connect to my email, write a document, connect up networking tools, have an Ethernet jack, which this guy did, have a VGA adapter, so if I needed to, connect a monitor or something like that, you know, USB, everything you needed. Like, these little guys were perfect. Now, the issue is, the whole netbook style of computers has kind of been falling out of favor. I haven't seen them nearly as much. And when I have, they've been in the Chromebook format. And I didn't want a Chromebook. Like I was saying, I needed something with a little bit more oomph than a smart device, but not a full-on laptop. So that's why I was like leaning more towards this. And why I especially jumped at this device here. It's modernized, it's completely open source. Hey Barack, how's it going, buddy? It's aluminum, it's high quality, it's designed to be right to repair. I can have an NVMe SSD in there. But also, this was the part that really stuck out for me with this laptop. This extra slot here. So what they designed it for was you could optionally add a Wi-Fi card, whatever in there you want. But the Wi-Fi is also built into your SBC in many of the boards, unless you get the RK3588 version that they have, because the current one they have doesn't have a Wi-Fi card, so you have to add it. So I have a cell modem I'm going to be adding in there, and they already have cell modems that they've approved of, that I have one here. So yeah, I have a Quectel EM060KGL 4G modem here. I will be connecting into that, along with some 5G antennas for that laptop. So the idea is I will once again have my little mini netbook for most of my networking needs on the go. And I won't even need to connect to a public hotspot in most cases. So when I take this laptop, hopefully again, to the next DEF CON, I won't even need to connect to DEF CON Wi-Fi for a lot of things. I'll have my own network. And not only that, while I travel, I will not have to be at the mercy of a lot of people in different networks. All I'll have to do is open up the laptop and change the SIM card. So that is why I picked that specific laptop. Now, as far as the next laptop I'm looking at getting, Tuxedo Computers so far looks like they have the best choice of an all-around laptop I want to get. Now, ideally, I would like to wait until they come out with ones with the Nvidia 5000 series, but yeah. I'm not really going to be splitting hairs if I get a laptop with an Nvidia 4000 versus 5000 series. Because for me, it's more that they have the Nvidia RTX GPU. Because I do use the Nvidia NVENC processing to do my streaming as well as my video editing on the go. So the thinking is that with this laptop, I could potentially get it set up with OBS on Linux to be a streaming laptop, so I can have a streaming setup on the go, so that way I could potentially just travel with, say, a microphone and a camera, and then I can do streaming wherever I'm at. So if I'm at DEF CON, I could then seek out a good connection, and we could stream and do Twitch and everything there while I'm at the event. Why that's important is I'm talking to a few of my friends and seeing about if we can actually collaborate together when we are actually there at the event to, talk and discuss different things we saw and all that. So Tuxedo Computers is one of the, system builders that has caught my eye for different laptops that I'm looking at. Now, in terms of what I am looking for is an Nvidia 4070. 4080, somewhere around there. Doesn't have to be the highest end. And they have these, laptops over here with Intel CPUs and AMD. Now, of course, with the Intel kerfuffles on things, I'm, of course, leaning more towards AMD. I've been a big fan with AMD for many years right now, running a 5950X over here and a 5700X over here with Nvidia GPUs. I haven't had any issues on Linux. So, as you can see, this guy right here, Tuxedo Stellaris Slim 15 Gen 6 AMD. We can have an AMD Ryzen 7 8845HS with an Nvidia RTX 4060 or 4070 and up to 64 gigabytes of DDR5 5600 RAM, which would be great because I always have 64 gigs on all of my devices because of all the tinkering I do. Technically, the streaming device that was with Windows was with 32 gigs originally, but then I had a memory issue and I had to replace the memory, and it was like $20 more for the 64 gig upgrade, so what the hell. This is the laptop I'm looking at altogether. And I think overall, it's a really nice looking laptop. Great for the price as well. One of the other things I like about Tuxedo computers that they happen to do is if you configure them. Notice I have a nice display here, but I can go to the so if I get the version I'm looking at, oh yeah, I can get up to 96 gigabytes, I forgot, with their memory modules. Let me see, 64. So just speccing it to where I would probably need it. Uh, 2 terabyte. What's the 4 terabyte? And we do the English US ISO. No Windows. We'll just do their Tuxedo thing, even though I'm going to slap it in. I can get that replaced. US power cord. So this is the other thing, is you can actually do a custom logo. And I can actually have them etch my own logo in. So imagine the Chief Geek 3D logo, the little penguin I have. I could have that etched into the back, which I think would be great. Now, all in all, I could get this laptop. Hell, even with a 5-year warranty, that's not bad. About $2,500 out the door, everything there. Maxed out a 4070, 4 terabytes, and here's the cool thing, is I could even slap in another 4 terabyte NVMe, although it'd be cheaper to actually just add it in myself from Micro Center, because their markup on their prices for devices and everything wasn't that bad. But overall, that's probably the laptop I'd look at getting myself. I'd probably personally go for anywhere from the 3 to 5 year warranty, just to give that peace of mind. Just for myself. But yeah, that's the laptop I'm looking at getting for myself. It's not going to be a major upgrade from the 3070 here, but I do want to start moving more towards the Nvidia 4000 series, because I do want to start looking at doing AV1 encoding for my streams, which means I'm going to need to start switching to like a 4050 series when they start coming out over on the desktop side of things. I definitely want to switch over on these, so that'll be my process, I think, for the next year or so, and working on getting better quality content overall to my entire community here. And I can't wait to get back into tinkering and doing all of those other sorts of content and everything. But yeah. Oh, and also, I heard that the First Descendant has been losing players really, really fast. I don't know if y'all have been playing that game. It was a really fun game for a while, and then I lost interest. Just because there's, so many different things going on. It's hard to keep up with all the games and all the things happening, and it's kind of upsetting because it was one of those games where I'm like, man, I should get back to playing that game. I should get back to playing that game. But then the issue is, like, there's so much to do every single day that it's impossible to be able to, go after. What about GPD Pocket 4 mini laptop? I think there was a lot of issues with GPD besides the support. If I remember, GPD support is horrible, as well as the fact that not System 76, MNT will completely support these laptops and everything for issues. Yeah, that looks like a nightmare to type on. Almost no laptop supports new Ubuntu. We rarely see a laptop supporting new Ubuntu directly. No, that's a lie. There's a lot there. And this was one of the issues we had with GPD, was their marketing language and all that. The other thing that I didn't like about this, I want to move away from Intel. That's why the MNT is ARM-based, and it's completely right to repair, and I can replace the module and upgrade it. So the problem is with this guy is, yes, it's small, it's cute, it's sleek, it's compact, but I can't guarantee it's going to work with all the things that I need it to work with. And, like, here's the one thing. Okay, like, they don't even have really a GitHub, okay? MNT has a GitHub. They actually work all their stuff out and open source the code and everything like that. That's the issue I have. MNT at least has a track record for supporting their devices for a long time. That's the main thing. Got a broken NUC 12 Extreme and bought a MOBA for it, running quite well. If I don't install the killer performance suite. And yeah, you can get a lot of great stuff secondhand. Nothing wrong with secondhand stuff as long as you can support it. But I remember looking at those GPD stuff, that it did come across my radar early on, but it was one of those things where I very quickly was like, this isn't what I'm looking for myself. Plus, the GPD doesn't have a cell phone modem built in, if I recall. Whereas this, I can have a cell phone modem added in and have it do entirely wireless communication. I'm really looking forward to talking about the MNT Pocket reform when I do get it. It's just unfortunate that I probably may end up getting it after TikTok gets banned. Alright, how far into this were we? I think we just started Act 4. And I think what we'll probably play after this next is, Elden Ring. Watch my ass get killed a million times. I haven't played nor beat Elden Ring.
One rocket successfully raised.
Haddock, need some spot translation.
Wait a minute. You appreciated launch?
Maybe?
Then get the hell out of there now!
Go!
Alright, so I think we activated the rockets.
We're good.
What the hell is that?
Look out!
The hell is that shit?
Anyone got any bright ideas?
Shit! It's gonna crush the platform! We're trapped!
We gotta make it let go! Oi! Shoot the spiracles!
What the fuck is a spherical?
The open bits! Shoot the open bits! Great! The open bits have leeches in them!
Didn't like that! Get another one!
One's open! Watch for leeches! Just let it go!
Better move fast, faster than that. What, these guys?
God damn it!
It's coming around again!
The spiracles! Get them while they're open!
There! Release the spiracles! We gotta make it let go again! More leeches!
Only one left! It's gonna crush us!
More leeches!
There! We did it!
So how do we get down?
Alright, so now we get to go down.
You're running out of time.
Shit! It's not done with us yet!
I don't think it wants us! What's the rocket? Hatch! That's our way down! Wrapped up the rocket! It's trying to stop the launch!
Then hit it where it counts!
Oh, this is bullshit! Fuck! Fuck! Take it out! I appreciate the help, mate.
Jack, come on. Guys, I'm in trouble.
Oh, come on!
There! Target the opening!
Buddy!
Got it.
There! Target the opening! It's working! Get another one! Now, focus fire! Lost one!
Okay, come on, come on.
Another one's open!
It's letting go of the rocket!
Oh, shit!
Time to get off this goddamn tower! Come on!
Next time a user tells me they're having an issue, I'll tell them go for the sphericals.
Onto that lift!
One of my favorite things about being in cyber is that I can actually tell users to contact IT. I don't have time to troubleshoot your issues, even though it sounds like a dick move. It's really great. That reminds me of the movie Tremors. Oh, we should watch that one of these movie nights.
Everyone okay?
Yeah! We're onto the goddamn engines! we gotta get out of here!
Son of a bitch!
Get back! Tongues! Got tongues now?
Keep him off us!
Watch the tongue! We're stuck in here with that thing!
We need a way out!
Russisch Protocol Kasus. Kasus Niemieckie zjeść i minuty.
It's got down!
Gotta be kidding me!
Watch it! Down! Shit! Go the tongue! JD! Shoot the tongue!
Are you fucking kidding me? Because someone else didn't fucking pay attention to where they were touching the tongue.
Tongues! Got tongues now?
Keep him off us!
Watch the tongue! We're stuck in here with that thing!
We need a way out!
Russisch Protocol Kasus. Kasus Niemieckie zjeść i minuty.
Hey! Shoot it! JD! Shoot the tongue! Take off ground! It's winding up! Grab bars! Focus fire on the tongue! Let's go down! Pulling out! Time to go! Son of a bitch! Look too slow!
Here's our exit!
Damn it, it's blocking the way! And let's keep pissing it off! Here it comes!
Russisch
Shoot
Protocol
the
Kasus.
tongue!
Kasus Niemieckie zjeść 20 minuty.
Aim for the tongue! Down! Shit! Shoot the tongue! It's winding up!
Focus fire on that tongue!
Oh, come on.
Got him! Take out the tongue!
Dad ain't gonna let me throw it in.
It's backing off!
There we go.
No, it's not! Oh shit! Rocket's launching! Exit's free, people, go! No!
Closers protocol Pazos. Pazos will be at Cybersecurity.
Don't stop!
Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop till you get enough.
What's a safe distance?
Keep running! Maybe we'll find out!
You're not gonna make it!
Alright, children, onto the bus. Let's go already.
Oh shit.
Shit. Oh, come on! Time to save you again. Wait, are you keeping score?
Time to save you again. And he's just realizing, wait, he's actually counting all these. I gotta pay this mother back. Hey, puppy. You're just an attention whore, aren't you? Yes, you are. Look at this little happy guy. Look at this little happy guy. He's a happy puppy. Yeah. He's a good dog. You were just out. No. No. I know you like the snow, but you were just out. Dude. So whatever, there's what is there, like 5 acts in every Gears game or something like that? 'Cause I think we're on the 4th act.
Stupid cog controls.
Ow.
Yeah, I think I sprained my spine.
So this is no affair. Home to industrialists, techno-fascists, reactionaries, and cowards.
Yeah, also decent food, clean water, and showers.
Overrated.
Come to my workshop. I'll send someone for the beacons.
Copy that, Baird.
After you.
Is lagging or what?
Hey, thank
That
you.
might just be TikTok. TikTok's quality dips sometimes.
Aww. Is the band back together then? Should I take
The quality's better on YouTube and Twitch.
God, you're an asshole.
Oh, stop falling in love with me.
Yeah.
It's
TikTok's stream quality has never been that good.
Are those satellites hooking up yet?
And whenever troubleshooting, it always goes down into, oh, it's a TikTok specific
All right,
streaming
kids.
encoding issue.
Gather round.
Which, given the fact that TikTok probably is going to be banned in a few days, shameless plug to be following me on YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky, Mastodon, join the Discord server, join the Matrix server. What is the game name? This is Gears of War 5.
If we're selecting targets, shouldn't someone with real military authority be here?
It's Foz, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Shut the fuck up, Foz.
The swarm have their queen.
Someone asks for your name and then immediately tells you to shut the fuck up.
A nexus.
It's not getting banned. Bill extended the ban by 270. The bill hasn't been voted on yet.
Because you might already know.
If you're saying that, then you really don't understand. A bill is introduced into the House or Senate, either by committee or that. Then it's voted on. It has to be voted on by the Senate or House, then passed over to the other chamber, then it has to be voted on again. Then, once it passes both chambers, Then it goes to the president, who either signs it or vetoes it. And if he vetoes it, then it goes back to the House,
From here, Sergeant.
House and Senate to get a veto-proof majority.
To knock.
Really?
Exactly. No, it wasn't voted on. It was introduced. And that is a big reason why a lot of people are really upset at the United States. They don't teach us about civics. They don't teach us a lot of the basics. A lot of the shit that people have had to learn about how the government functions is outside of school. Everything I've learned about civics, I learned outside of school, going to libraries, studying in college. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, but I love Gears of War.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
What's happening?
There's a lot of people that have learned more on TikTok about civics and how our own government works than
Camera 16.
being in school.
External camera 15. Camera 10. Oh, damn it.
They're here.
And we're going out there.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
You can help us end this.
Lady, what the fuck do you think I've been doing?
You can help us end this. Well, what the fuck do you think I'm going out there to do? Well, I ain't going out there for an intergalactic kegger. The sad thing is most natural-born Americans understand that process, and immigrants actually understand the process better than most that are raised here. Exactly. I'm first-generation born American. My father knows more about the process of how the government works as someone who hates to vote. He's not even registered to vote. Than the people that are bitching about this entire process.
Plant our beacon.
East Barricade Academy.
I studied how the country works and everything because my family
Hitting back.
made me know that I have to know how this country works to protect my rights as best as possible.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. It's real ugly out there.
Then we watch each other's backs. Like always.
But yeah, like like I was saying, the fact that people are going around saying, well, the bill was passed, you know, to extend them, like, it only got introduced, it hasn't even been voted on. And it's still got a lot of process.
Good luck!
It probably won't pass.
Where am I going? Got it. Get your beacon.
Not because, you know, they aren't trying, but most bills that get introduced into the government fail. I think, what is it? At each step of the process, there's only a 10% likelihood that it will pass. 10% that it will likely pass through subcommittee. Another 10% it'll pass through committee. Another 10% that it'll pass through the floor vote. Another 10% that it'll pass the other floor vote.
Beacon deployed! Bear! How long till I can fire this thing?
Give it a few seconds to calibrate.
Yeah, what if we don't have a few seconds?
Shit. The damn progress bar stuck at 83%.
Then unstuck it!
Okay, now. Fire! Fire!
Hammer dawn, baby.
Hit him again! Carriers are done!
Still got a few stragglers to put down.
The Mega Gold Dream got you covered, baby! Time for some target practice!
That's all.
Well, the new hammer works.
Yeah, but only around that beacon. We need to plant the other 4.
All right. EBA straight ahead.
Go, Delta. We'll guard this one.
Dead end here.
It's just through that building.
Don't worry, Delta. I got time for an assist before I run my play. Get up on that car, Delta.
All right. I do like the touch of these big ass mechs that they're doing shit with.
Your beacon to its designated position. set down as soon as you can and get your beacon in place. By the way, that goes for all.
I still wish I could replay the Gears 1 through 3 on PC. I would love to do that.
Is why I left the army.
That game like defined the whole way of just playing in a game. Because like Halo and all that had you just running up, getting shot, whereas it was doing duck and cover and made you think about it.
We better get out there. Come on.
Just in time, Delta. God,
Brumac.
got a swarm at.
Yeah, plant the beacon. Let's use the hammer.
Negative. Delay that order. You gotta place it in the building across the yard.
Are you shitting me? Why?
We gotta maximize our coverage. That's why.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
All right, Baird. We'll get it done.
Hey, Lima! Keep that thing busy while we get behind it!
Wilco, Delta.
I'll distract it! Hey, asshole! Over here!
Brody, run this bitch.
You heard it here first. The cold chain beacon is deployed. That's two. Nice work, old pal. They're running a satellite your way. We'll bring that starfire, baby!
Oh, come on! Clear this building or we can't plant the beacon!
Oh shit, I thought I was having to do this solo.
Guys, I'm in trouble!
Shit.
Look out! Hornet!
Shit, I blew myself up.
Just in time, Delta. God damn it. We got a swarm at.
Yeah, plant the beacon. Let's use the hammer.
Negative. Delay that order. You gotta place it in the building across the yard.
Are you shitting me? Why?
We gotta maximize our coverage. That's why.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
All right, Baird. We'll get it done.
Hey, Lima! Keep that thing busy while we get behind it!
Wilco, Delta.
I'll distract it! Hey, asshole! Over here!
Drop, you idiot. Get back into cover. God damn it, McCall.
Bang! You heard it here first. The cold chain beacon is deployed. That's two. Nice work, old pal. They're running a satellite your way. We'll bring that starfire, baby! Yeah!
Here we go. Yep, definitely can use another frag grenade. Alright, let's get up close and personal.
I need help here.
I'm coming.
Alright, cool. We got that guy taken care of. Get some frags. Get some more ammo. Okay, let's move up.
Clear. Marcus, deploy the beacon.
I'm on it. Cover me. There. Beacon set.
Yeah, I see the ping. Grab the targeting lasers.
Got it. Now what do we do?
Paint your target with that laser. The satellites will do the rest.
Let's take out that swarmer. Delta, we've got swarm coming in from the... Ah, shit. Reinforcement grubs coming in. Cormac's going down.
Okay, come on.
That's it. Academy's clear.
There, the grubs took down our Raven. We have wounded the KIA. We need help now. Oh shit. Copy that, Paddock. Delta, Paddock.
Alright, they're way out there.
We heard. We're on our way.
That smoke's where Paddock went down. You three head out. I'll stay back and protect this beacon.
I'll see you on the other side, Dad.
Count on it, James.
Oh, I'm taking it this way. Move through the collapsed building. Oh, really? I just thought I was gonna camp here, making my new home.
Lots of fire here. How soon can you get a satellite overhead? One's heading your way now, Sierra. Don't suppose it has a turbo mode? No, but that's not a bad idea. Iris, make a note.
I already made a note, Damon.
Looks like we're going down. Looks like they're trying to start a hive here.
Yeah, right at our doorstep.
Oh, that explains the warden we took down.
Rejects. Watch your step.
God damn it. These dudes are everywhere. Rejected DBs.
How many of these goddamn things are there? Jeff, fetch.
Oh, already maxed on grenades. Oh. Alright, let's see. Where can we move on to next?
Watch it, we gotta stop!
Delta, where are you? There's only a few of us left.
We're en route, Paddock! Just hold on! Drag out! I'm locked down! I owe you one!
Okay, come on.
Perfect! One less. We're clear. Now let's get to Paddock.
Got him cleared. Sweet. Oh, we're full on explosives. All right, let's move on.
I don't see a way through. Ideas? Jack, shot that lift. There, a way through. Come on.
Kind of surprised that we didn't get shocked ourselves. Those look like some pretty heavy wires.
Paddock, we're almost there. What's your status? Shit. We better hurry.
Alright, let's see. I guess we're gonna duck under this.
Guys, there's the tomb of... Holy shit.
Which Gears of War is this? Oh, it's, Gears 5.
All 5 beacons are planted. Paddock is the last one.
Hold on, let me put this Gears 5. Here we go. Yep, forgot to update that.
We're on our way to him now.
It's the beacon you gotta focus on. Everything else...
Yeah, I've been wanting to get Gears 1 through 3 working on PC. Well, Gears 1 through 4, really.
Come on, let's get in there.
Have you seen the Fortinet Zero Day? I've heard of it. We don't use Fortinet, so I haven't looked too much into it. But I do know that Fortinet was not, very well reputed, because someone was telling me that they,
Clear the tomb.
weren't allowed by DOD and stuff like that for some reasons. Couldn't remember the specifics. North bypass. Oh, that's just lovely.
Delta's here.
About time. Now help me clear up these
Let's close that E-hole. Get back to the roots.
Stay down.
Alright, wait for a sec, duck down, get cover. They have a decent amount of critical and high amounts of area vulnerability the last 6 months, not as much as Avanti though. I haven't played with Avanti. But yeah, Fortinet definitely has been shit in the bed as of late.
Target is down.
Got you. Set. One less.
Alright. I need some ammo. Alright, now we're full.
What the hell's wrong with this thing?
What's the appeal of this game to you? Well, I love this overall game. I've been playing the series since the first Gears of War, and I haven't played the 5th one. I played 1 through 4. And I wanted to replay the entire series, but I found out 2, 3, and I think 4 aren't on PC. I just like the play style of this game, as well as that you have to be a little bit more strategic. Well, the AI can be dumb at times, but that can be said for about any game.
Paddock, is your beacon okay?
Yes, but this isn't over. Get ready. More are coming.
You heard him. Let's get set up.
Ah, hunters. Watch
Torque! Hey, Luca.
Ah, shit, guys, that's opening up. We gotta close them.
Incoming frag! Incoming frag!
Throwing smoke.
Incoming frag!
Got him. Ah, shit, another nest.
Keyhole. Close.
Watch the right flank!
All right, let's see. Can we cross? Breach, breach.
It's dead!
I knew you were there.
Scions, on the right.
Locked down.
Shit, 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 shit. Revive me!
Stay down.
Oh, shit. We got a warden and a bastion! Throwing frag!
Sweet.
Shit, I'm too close. Fuck! Goody. Alright, that's what I need.
I'm in trouble. Oh yeah.
That's it! They have been dominated!
All right, we're done.
Hey, La Spooky, how's it going?
Eh, I've had worse days.
How's it on Linux? Do you have to constantly update Proton files or wine? No.
Toaster can get it done.
I only really mess with the Proton version if there's an issue when getting the game started. Once you get a Proton version, you can keep all the different versions and different executables. So if you know one Proton version works better than another, you can launch the game just with that Proton version.
Got it.
Okay, which way am I supposed to go? But most games just launch with the default Proton version out the box. It's only often the newer games you may have to, like, download an even newer version of Proton.
Why is your bot not getting that beacon?
Oh. I'm supposed to get the bot to do something with a beacon, I guess?
Jack, secure Echo's beacon. Thanks, Jack. Now to plant it. I'll take that. I got it.
Everything looks right.
Our plan was to place the beacon behind the tomb. So go do that, and I'll guard the front. Oh, and if I die, it wasn't terrible working with you.
Wasn't terrible working with you.
Let's go, Delta.
I guess that's a compliment of sorts.
Could really use an update here. How close are you to planning that thing?
We're almost there, Baird. Okay. We gotta put this thing exactly where Baird needs it.
Behind the tomb.
Baird, Echo's beacon is live.
Just in time, Delta. More swarm heading your way.
Wait, aren't all the beacons up? Don't you have complete control?
Yes and no. The beacons need to sync up. Just defend that area.
Okay, here they come!
Just start frying them with the hammer.
Alright. Bring the hammer, baby!
Yo, Delta, I just wiped out the swarm and offense over here. Y'all need a hand?
Yakul, and your mega feet! We're at the tomb!
Alright. I'll just stop our way over.
Oh yeah!
Pouncers! Holy shit, a lot of pouncers! That just means more Buster Bird!
listen up.
Actually, Fuzz, we're a little busy right now.
Look, I'm rounding people up in case you gotta fall back to the wall.
All that matters is keeping these things away from the city.
Agreed. But let me know if you need...
Oh yeah.
Wilco!
Oh, this is Gears of War 5.
Look out!
I really wish I could replay Gears of War 1 through 4 on PC, but they were Xbox exclusives. Well, Xbox One was on PC.
Baird, we're all clear here. Are the beacons synced yet?
Even if TikTok goes down, keep doing what you're doing with the info on Linux. That's the plan. I'll be on YouTube and Twitch primarily for it, but yeah. As well as Blue Sky and Mastodon, and then of course my Discord community, and then Matrix. But the Discord community is going to still keep going. We've got a few hundred people in there of all sorts of various levels of expertise. So, I'll keep doing what I'm doing, even if TikTok goes away. Gears of War runs on Linux. I thought most of the game was online with anti-cheat. Now, a lot of kernel-level anti-cheat works on Linux now. At this point, if your game doesn't work on Linux, that's a skill issue of the developer. I had Halo Chief Master Chief Collection working on Linux with an anti-cheat. I had Gears of War 5, as you've seen. I've had The First Descendant, which also has an anti-cheat. I've had Path of Exile 2 and a few others.
Failed us? What are you?
We are what you could have been.
Xenia for Xbox 360 Gears of War 1. I could probably, but I'd have to figure out where to get the Gears of War 1 disc. I know people say it works on Linux, they've gotten it working, it's just... You can't get Gears of War 1 from Steam, so I have to go around looking for how to grab the install disc and everything.
We are a complete being, connected.
It's just some kind of, I play online on Linux only. I've been able to been COD and Destiny 2 are the only ones that don't work for me. The reality is, that's all the issue of a developer. You can get a game working on Linux. Oh, I have to pick?
You've made your choice. Now die with it.
And Destiny 2 is a clear example of, like, they don't need the anti-cheat they chose, because most of Destiny 2, from what I understand, is PoE. So... Not PoE, PvE. And most PvE doesn't need kernel-level anti-cheat is the only reason why games won't work on Linux, and kernel-level anti-cheat is something we shouldn't even be supporting ethically. I have an entire, 20-minute YouTube going into that.
I can't.
Did it just have to move from Windows 10 to 11 just because the Intel BE200 won't support Wi-Fi 7?
I'm sorry, buddy.
Wait, what?
I'm so sorry.
I know. I know, and I'm
So I'm looking to move to Linux because F that. Yeah, it's a Wi-Fi M.2 card. That's weird. I don't have any issues with Intel Wi-Fi cards working in Linux. Intel Wi-Fi cards have been the gold standard for support inside of Linux. Atheros after that, and Broadcom at the very bottom.
Lights, please. Let's just find a way out of here.
It won't work on an AMD system either, which is wild. Would be keen to know your thoughts. I wonder if it's firmware locked. Love Linux when I was younger. I used to use Debian for a few months, and it came back. Tried Arch. People always told Arch was hard. When I tried, found it easier than Debian. I found Debian a lot easier, especially because, well, a lot of the stuff I have, I just needed stability.
Shit. This way's no good. Here, help me lift this.
More online games have been more accepting of Linux. I love the statement Marvel Rivals CEO said. What did he say?
Control! This is
Oh yeah, that reminded me. Marvel Rivals has been a game I've been wanting to play as well. It's in my repository of my little treasure trove of games. When found I use Arch, you looked at me like I was crazy. That's because you are.
You need to regroup with Mark. He's holding the line up ahead. I gotta help some gears get back to the wall.
Hey, you heard him. We gotta move.
there. That's our way out. Okay.
Let's see if we can at least get a little bit further into this act before I call it a night.
At least a few beacons are still up.
Delta, I'm popping smoke. I need you here ASAP. We're surrounded.
I hear you, Dad. I'm coming. Come on, he's in trouble.
JD, another goddamn block! And some juvies!
You know what? Let him come! I'll kill every one of you! Kill my fucking friend, you piece of shit!
They're done!
Good! Now where's the rest of them?
Look, JD, I need you to keep it together. It's not gonna help anyone if you get yourself killed.
I'm fine, Kate. Okay, I'm fine.
I find it interesting that you have the Lancer grenade launcher and then the Lancer, and you can't use the same ammo in both. It's just such a weird thing they did. You would think the magazines would be interchangeable, but no.
We see your smoke. We're almost there.
Roger that. Just hurry.
Will you keep the tube updated? YouTube? Yeah. My latest YouTube video was only a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna try to post, if at all possible, once a week. Oh shit. I just realized Yitz just came home. Alright. So, we're gonna end just a little bit early because he came back from a long trip, so I gotta go say hi to him and everything. But it was great hanging out with all of you. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on all of my socials. I am on Discord, I am on Twitch, I am on YouTube and TikTok for as long as they managed to let that last. But yeah, follow me on Discord, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Mastodon, follow me on YouTube and all the different places there. All the links are in the bio. Stick around if you're on Twitch for the raid. But otherwise, I will see you Thursday for the next stream. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love y'all, all y'all. Happy hacking. And see you next stream. And hopefully TikTok doesn't get banned. But if it does, I won't stop making content. I'll just stop making it on TikTok. But we'll keep the train going. Love y'all. Happy hacking.